pressed the... Hello there, please excuse me, I've got kind of a... I've got a bit of a stuffed up throat today, so, please bear with me. Well, today I want to talk about the Holiday Lands. Let's see, the Holiday Lands, they basically exist to spread holiday joy throughout the universe, and by doing so, they intend to spread joy and love throughout the universe. There's 4 major nations, even though there's a bunch of other smaller minor nations. The major nations are the Valentine's Nation, the Easter Nation, the Halloween Nation, and the Christmas Nation. Now, the Christmas Nation, it kind of lives in the North Pole, of course. It exists to spread Christmas cheer. And one of the major good guys is Magical Girl Santa Claus. Yes, I made Santa Claus into a magical girl because I thought it would be awesome. Yeah, and she also has somebody working under her who is a Christmas elf named Hollyana. Now, Hollyana used to be a human girl who was selling matches, but froze to death during the winter, and Magical Girl Santa Claus found her during Christmas night and took her soul and reincarnated her into a holly tree to turn her into a Christmas fairy. And Hollyana can use toy magic. Of course, not everything is quite so good with them. They do have their major villain. There was the Krampus, of course. Of course, you guys know the Krampus. Well, in this lore, the Krampus used to be the former Santa Claus, until he saw how selfish and greedy human beings were and how much they liked to fight each other all the time, and was basically fed up with it and decided he wanted to basically punish everybody by doing some rather violent things. And when he took moves to do that, he was kind of kicked out of his position and sent to the South Pole to basically be exiled from it, to hopefully change his mind. Of course, the Krampus didn't change his mind. He managed to take a abandoned toy factory known as Hasley Toy Factory. Hasley Toy Factory was a toy factory that was shut down due to numerous safety regulations and errors. Plus, it didn't help that the Hasley Toy Factory kind of had some toys in it that kind of went berserk and wanted to hurt everybody. Yeah, and Krampus kind of took that over and made it into a factory for his followers and for his followers to make killer toys and killer Christmas decorations. And he wanted to basically go around and trap and capture all the children of the world, trap them in snow globes, bring eternal winter through his evil winter snow machine, so that it would be always winter and always full of darkness and ice. Yes. He was kind of working with an evil ice elemental known as Jack Frost to do that. Yeah, Jack Frost is a villain in this universe. Yeah. Of course, I had the idea to make Frosty into a hero as well as Rudolph, but I'm not sure what to do with them quite yet. Yeah, maybe they'll be in the party with Aliana and Miss Saint Nicola. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna call Magical Girl Santa Claus. Also, there's a Halloween Land that's actually very different. Their storyline, basically there was an enemy from Red Moon, which is the organization I'm fighting, whose name is Professor Spectre, right? He is a former psychologist who dresses up in a ghost costume and is kind of a serial killer who kind of has some abilities to manipulate people's fears to try and make it seem more real than it really is, which can cause quite a bit of trouble. He likes to take up residence inside of haunted houses where everything is much more dangerous than it should be. Yeah, if you want a kind of an explanation of what his powers are like, you remember Donna Benevito from Resident Evil 8, right? Yeah, he's sort of like that, sort of. Except minus the plant hallucinogen powers. Yeah. He more or less got his powers from Lumina Knight's dark power. Anyway, he was tasked with a mission to steal a key to the Abyss. And what the Abyss is when you see when people that are bad guys that are when people that are bad people die, and they're sent to the Abyss, and the Abyss is where all the bad monsters and the cursed spirits go whenever they die. Yeah, it's basically not a good place. But if you're a good monster or if you're a good or decent monster or a good or decent person at least, you get sent to the Halloween land where you get to live in peace under the saint of Halloween. And the saint of Halloween right now is Pumpkina. She's a pumpkin witch magical girl who's the saint of Halloween. Yep. She has the powers of Halloween magic, as well as using costumes to give herself all sorts of strange abilities. She also was working with some kids during Halloween in order to give them costume magic to fight against evil monsters that got unleashed by Professor Spectre, in order to save Halloween in the world from all those bad guys. Yeah. Since she can Since she can infuse costumes with magical power to actually make people into their costumes. Anyway, yeah, and the evil spirits and the evil monsters were kind of unleashed and kind of caused lots of trouble there, and were kind of a major threat throughout all of the Holiday Lands, really. Oh yeah, and working under Professor Spectre there was the White Lady. Now the White Lady, the White Lady, she's basically a ghost of a really entitled woman who kind of burned down the house, or who kind of was so selfish that she tried to steal candy and ruin Halloween decorations because she thought it was a satanic holiday and wanted the candy all to herself and her kid, and kind of caused a house fire, which ended up killing her and the owner. And she was cursed and sent to the Abyss. Yeah. I might have kind of based that on an r/entitled parent story. Yeah. In case you don't know what white ladies are, they're a type of ghost. Yeah. Yeah. Although some of them might be, although I think they might be more bridal themed, I guess. Maybe, I don't really remember. And also another villain under him was Dr. Thaddeus Tung. He was a mad scientist with a speech impediment, who kind of used to work for the government, but was never really appreciated or loved because of his impediment and rather unseemly appearance. And so he decided hey, I want to raise an army of zombies and take over the world. So he rose a bunch of zombies from the dead and wanted to take over the world. He would eventually become necrophobe, after he died and became an evil necromancer puppet master. Yeah, that's what he became in my timeline. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's also the other Holiday Lands. There's the Valentine's Day one, of course. Now, the Valentine's Day one is run by Cupid and Psyche's daughter, who is a magical Cupid girl who has fairy wings. Yes, like a butterfly, yes, not like me. Not like me, my wings are bat wings, yes. And I'm not a dragon! Stop saying I'm a dragon! I'm not a dragon! I'm not dragon, I'm bat. Alright, anyway, Cupid and Psyche's daughter, well, she's in charge of protecting the elements of love, which helps Valentine's Day land and its people spread love throughout the universe. And there's basically an evil love goddess who was originally Aphrodite, who back in the Age of the Gods was a very selfish goddess who basically wanted everybody to serve and worship her and follow her, and basically wanted love all to herself, and was originally in control of the controlled the element for quite some time before originally being disposed by Arachne and sent to the Abyss, where she became where she kind of became a demon and kind of rebranded herself as Astarte, and became rather repulsive and became a rather repulsive sort of goddess of love, of corrupt love and stuff, and basically wants to regain the element of love, so she can basically enslave all minds to her and her alone, and bondage to her. Yeah, basically she wants to reclaim all her power. And Cupid and Psyche's daughter doesn't want that, of course. Oh yeah, and right, there's the Easter world, yeah. Now the Easter world, yeah. Yeah, there's a legion of Easter bunnies and their followers, which aren't all Easter bunnies, but the Easter bunnies are the ones that run it. They watch over the giant magical crystal egg. Yeah, it's like a giant Fabergé egg, only made of crystal. It's magic, of course. Because what else would it be, of course? It's magic. I don't have to explain it. Well, yeah, anyway, the magical girl there is actually Chocolat, who's an Easter bunny who's based on chocolate bunnies, and she kind of dresses in kind of pastel colors, and has all the Easter themed magical powers. Yes. Anyway, there was an evil Easter bunny that kind of had rather extreme, that was a little extreme for everybody's taste, and kind of became a killer. So she was sent to the moon to be imprisoned, and she basically gained the power to turn people into cards, and bind them in magical chains to turn them into monsters, to bind them into monsters, which would appear to be just violent humans to normal people, so that normal people would be prone to fight them. Basically just to force people to fight each other for her own amusement. Rather selfish, yeah, but that's the evil for you. Anyway, serving under her, there's a villain who's an Easter egg that got left behind and was never found and got rotten, and he kind of became an evil mad scientist who became known as Dr. Egghead. And he's not Dr. Robotnik, no. He's actually an egg. A bad egg. Sort of like Humpty Dumpty if he were a rotten egg, yeah. And, didn't get cracked so easily. Yeah, he has a bunch of egg-themed... He does have a bunch of egg-themed technology. Not now. Anyway. I'll go over the rest of this later today. Let's see. There's also one more thing I need to go over, Right. Oh, wait, I forgot what it was, Anyway, I'll see you later. Remember to play games and have fun, okay? Bye-bye now.